This is the Throttle Out Show, presented by Vixen Industries, the only show where monster truck drivers and mechanics come together to present what's happening in the monster truck community. It's the ultimate combination of torque, horsepower, and trash talk. And now for your hosts. First, straight out of the heart of Detroit Rock City, it's Kid Rock's neighbor and former driver of the BKT ride truck. It's Austin Spence. And the duo deep in the heart of Texas, it's the show owner and daughter of a man who conquered the industry for over 20 years. It's Harley Johnson, along with everyone's favorite Bryce Kenny lookalike, Austin Tweedy. So go ahead, fuel up, strap in, and remember, when in doubt, throttle out.
It's time to play the game. It is time for Throttle Outs on a not-so-normal Tuesday schedule. Tuesday, Monday.
You're doing great.
May 24th, and we're still going to have a great episode. Last night, Spence, we talked about Monster Jam, everything that happened in the World Finals. Well, tonight, there is no corporate discussion. It's all about the Independents.
Yeah, no corporate BS tonight. So if you got a question about the Digger or Max D, save it for another time because we ain't talking about that. We're talking about the average Joes. I guess they're not really average. They're like Superman.
They're the backbone of the industry, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys are awesome. You, on the other hand, you got some learning to do.
We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the learning curve, okay? And as always, lovely Miss Harley Jo. How you doing tonight, honey?
I'm good. I'm tired. I've been packing all day. Your stuff, Tweety. So, yeah. Why am I doing all the work down here?
You're in trouble.
This is awkward. Anyways, let's talk about monster trucks. Let's talk about all the stuff that happened over the past weekend. What direction do we want to go with? Where do you want to start?
Okay, so to be completely honest, this week there's a reason why. For those that are tuning in that missed yesterday, there was just so much that went on in the world of monster trucks over the last weekend. Obviously, at the World Finals, we've already spent an hour talking about that. I think that was 60 minutes too many, in my opinion. Because, honestly, we love the independents. The independent scene is where it's at. I love the smaller shows, whether it's speedways, fairgrounds, rodeo arenas, who'd have thought. But, I mean, there was a lot of shows that went on. So, I mean, I guess pick your favorite. We'll save ours for last. That's kind of the meat, but the dessert. We'll have everybody wait, and then we can start ripping on you why your truck is sitting here without a bullet in it right now. So, I don't know. Harley, I guess we'll start with the Wars show. The Monster Truck Wars show?
Monster Truck Wars? Okay.
Yeah, might as well.
Let's react here.
Yeah, let's see. It happened in Conroe, Texas this past weekend. This footage is from Technical Gameplay. Sorry, I didn't get a chance to put up the names in the corner like I usually do. But Equalizer won Racing, Outlaw won Best Trick, and Freestyle of the day show.
I'm not gonna lie, I really like that Equalizer is now a permanent part.
You read my mind,
Harper's
man.
operation. Like it's so, like I love the whole Team 1990s thing he's got going on, but seeing Equalizer and Outlaw now permanently part of the stable, that truck just looks so good. Honestly,
I mean that's the body that I remember. That body was really famous during the Monster Wars era, and now it's in Monster Truck Wars, which is kind of cool.
Do you think Harper's ever gonna have anybody dress up like the actual Monster Wars characters?
If he knew what he was doing, he would do that.
That would be amazing. Have Big Hoss dress up as the Equalizer character. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, he could do it. He could pull it off.
Which, by the way, Big Hoss that works for Harper just recently had a baby girl. So obviously, congratulations to you, Scott. We're super proud of you and happy for you. Now, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like these rodeo arenas, they've kind of surprised me. I'm not gonna lie. There's plenty of room here. I mean, it's honestly looks like it's a bigger floor plan than your average like Monster Jam arena, like a hockey arena or a basketball arena. I really like this.
This is a good size arena right here. You can put on good monster truck shows. Obviously, you see the crowd's into it. They never have an issue selling tickets. Harper knows how to promote a show. Everybody knows that. So if Monster Truck Wars ever come in your area, make sure you go check them out. You will not be disappointed, and you'll be back for more.
Oh, dude.
So we have a question about Harper. Someone said, is he really buying the Bulldozer name?
So apparently there is a trade. So it was I got a screenshot from, and then I don't know who it was, but I got it on my personal messages. It was from like a legal like U.S. patent website. that was actually a screenshot that said that Michael Harper actually patented and now owns the rights to the name Bulldozer for Monster Trucks. Now, whether what he's going to do with that, if he has a 3D body for a bull and actually is intending on bringing it back, who knows? I'm all for it because honestly, Bulldozer is better than El Toro logo in my opinion. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So I hope he brings it back. I mean, when he's going to bring it back, who knows? But I'm looking forward to it. But I don't know. What are you
pointing at?
Moving
I
on.
can't tell.
Moving
Okay,
on.
it looked like you were pointing at somebody, so I didn't know what
there's
that was
only
about.
By the way, there's only 3 of us tonight. Cooper
Yeah,
is
yeah.
stuck in a bathroom somewhere in a Chipotle, had too many tacos, and someone needs to get that man some Pepto-Bismol ASAP. But he is not joining us tonight, so R.I.P. Cooper
His stomach.
on his Taco Tuesday. So it is what it is.
Okay,
Now, moving on.
moving on. Let's go check out what happened overseas in Sydney, Australia this past weekend with Monster Truck Mania.
Yeah, look at it.
Well, that doesn't look like a... Okay, there's a monster truck. Okay.
There's all kinds of stuff going on at these shows.
They even have...
Whoa!
Why do they have minis over there?
Whoa, and they're crushing cars.
We don't have minis crush cars here. I don't know. Where's Paige?
Oh, check it out. We got a tank.
I just think it's funny Australians try so hard to be like Americans.
Look, dude, they're doing something right because people are eating this shit up down there.
I mean, okay, let's be honest. Like overseas, like shows with monster trucks, like they don't do it. I'm not trying to be cocky,
Yeah.
but they don't do monster truck shows like they do them here in the United States. So I feel like anytime there is a monster truck event, whether it's in Australia, England, I mean Africa, you went and did that whole spiel. I feel like it's just a big event regardless. While here in the States, it's kind of like, it's just, I don't want to say normal, but it's more common than it is over there. But regardless, it looked like a lot of people were eating it up. I love this wheelie Jeep or wheelies. I don't know what it is.
Wheelies.
Wheelie Willies. Please don't have me do any tongue twisters.
Shows the
I'm
spins.
not. No.
back.
No. It's not that it's gone anywhere. We're not prepared. To be completely, I'm not prepared. Sorry. Hey, that truck kind of looks like.
Somebody else. That truck kind of looks like something else.
It's Buddy.
Yeah.
It's Buddy.
No, but just from what I see, because I've been keeping up with this promoter for about a year now. They started doing shows again, after the Australia, they were just
Really
as crazy
sick.
if not worse than the U.S. with their COVID restrictions, and these guys still trying to put on shows, and they're selling seats, and I feel like I've not been to a show, obviously, that this tour is putting on, but it looks like they're doing a damn good job.
So that very last truck that popped up on, I wish we had more footage of that because I think it's called like the Devil's Taxi. It is white chassis.
Yeah. Devil's
All
Taxi.
white chassis. Could you imagine cleaning an all white truck?
Wow.
No thanks. I mean, it's a clean truck. It looks great, but I don't want to clean it. Sorry.
And next.
Let's see. We had 2 Monster Truck Throwdown shows this past weekend. I could not
Two of
find-
them!
Yeah, 2 of them. One in West Salem, Ohio, and then one in Wilmot, Wisconsin. I think I'm saying that right. I couldn't find a ton of footage on these shows. I don't know why, just people don't post a lot of these shows. But here's a
everything was
few
about Monster
clips
Jam this
from
weekend.
of Dirt Crew. I do believe the first show, Jerry Beck and Dirt Crew took all the wins the first show.
Look at the crowd.
Look at how into it they are,
the
man.
crowd's just eating it up. I mean, R.I.P. Chandler and that pressure washer. I mean, good lord. I think Jerry Beck actually at the show like swept it. I think it was all like racing, freestyle, everything.
That was awesome.
That's cool. All right, take notes. You need to do that in the game.
Yeah, I'll try to do that and run over the fence. Or the brakes will go out.
Now, so I believe this was the show where Jeremy Hausman had a brand new black. I
Yes.
say that as he T-bones the bus. This is a brand new look for Reckless Driving. Kind of had a really weird, like I don't want to say weird, but it was kind of really unique retro look to the truck.
Look at spitting flames. What the hell?
I'll
yeah,
put
she's
up a
running
picture
little
of
fat
it
van.
before and after, so you can see
Yeah,
what the
there's
truck
a
looked
before
like.
and after
Yeah.
shot. I mean, the truck looked good. It's black and silver. I really like the way it looked. And then,
Yeah,
after the
yeah,
very
that's
first
awesome.
show, very first weekend, I mean, what a better way to start the Throwdown season, really. than just completely
He
tearing up a
actually
brand new
walked
body.
away with the overall win from the second show, I believe. Jeremy Hausman did.
Good deal. Good freaking deal.
That track dried out just a little bit for the next day's show.
I mean, it is what it is. I
So
mean, as
this
long as
is
they get to it.
before. This is
So
what it
cool.
looked like.
I love it. Totally going with the 80s theme. That like 80s, like, I don't know, hard rock theme, I feel like.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Definitely
80s.
fits the mullet criteria.
Yeah.
And then, of course, this is what it looked like after.
Oh, broken hearts. Tears are shed.
I mean, it's Jeremy Hausman. I mean, in Monster Truck Throwdown, this guy is just having a ball. I feel bad for Farmer if he Farmer if he ever gets a chance to work on this truck again, because that's just a screaming fiberglass work.
Oh, man.
This show was also the show that the new ride truck Crunch Time made its debut at.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, so I think there's a reason why one side is red, one side is green. I think it's like mild to wild or something like that.
Yeah, it says it on
Is there a
the
way
side.
for us to like zoom in on the little like order thing on the red side?
Oh, on this
it's on the
one?
back corner. Yeah, can we zoom in on the back there? What does that say?
It says
Crunch.
queso crush with tomato tornado and super salsa speed boost. No soft
No
tacos
soft
allowed.
Tacos allowed. Aw, man, really? I love soft tacos. I'm sorry. I mean, we had some Harley. You'll be able to try this when you get up here. But Taco John's. I guess it's a very.
Yes.
Oh yes, I've heard about this place. Tweety said it a million times.
Have you been obsessing over Taco John's to Harley?
Yes, I
Yes, he has. All I hear about is, wow, this place is amazing. Wow, you'll love this place. Wow, I love all this food.
I will be honest. There's a lot up here. There's a lot more than I was expecting. I was expecting this Triple B Motorsports to be out in the middle of nowhere. There's like a diner, a gas station, and that's it. But surprisingly enough, St. Cloud, Minnesota has a lot of stuff that you can do around here.
There really is, yeah. So come on, work up here. We'll keep you occupied.
Yeah, no kidding. But so as far as the other show, I believe Joe Sylvester was actually at that show with both his trucks. Well, I should
He
say
was,
his
and
truck.
there was
But it was
another
you had
truck
Bad
there.
Habit, and then you had
Was
His
some
ride
Nightmare
truck,
or-
the
Nightmare Express.
Nightmare
Yeah.
Express, yeah.
and then also
I guess.
this one.
Oh, that made an appearance?
Yep, Black Widow has came back. So for those that don't know, the chassis is this truck is actually Mama's Other Toy. It was an old mega truck, and Dave Reif has actually brought it back into a monster truck. I know it's a really funny name that he used to be, but this truck used to run around back in the day. And actually, there is, if you guys go to look on, I don't know if it's like the wiki page or whatever, but Dave Reif actually lined up against Jim Kohler when Jim Kohler was a rookie. And Jim Kohler actually ran into him in racing.
No shit.
And both of them rolled over, Black Widow and Avenger. Yeah, it's crazy. But I'm so happy to see that he has brought Black Widow back. That truck is kind of a legend in Michigan. So I'm really excited to see it make an appearance and come back. Super
Yeah,
cool.
I remember seeing that truck at a show just when I was a kid. And, yeah, it's cool to see it back out there. But yeah, Joe Sylvester, I saw his Instagram post, and they had a pretty rough weekend. They had some breakage, and it happens, you know.
I think it's an Ohio curse because when
Yeah.
I went to the West Salem show last year, Joe went out for skills and rolled it over. I mean, he went to do a donut, rolled it over. Goes out to West Salem again for this show, and I guess the bugs just kept coming back. I think there's just something with West Salem with Joe Sylvester that he's just got some kind of a curse or something. And then I guess something happened with Nightmare Express. I guess just wasn't working right or something broke. But regardless, I mean, first show of the season, you're going to have some kinks, you're going to have some bugs, you're going to have some carnage. And
Yeah.
that's what we love about Monster Truck Throwdown, honestly.
Yeah, I bet the fans were disappointed at that show.
Oh, I doubt it. Not like those fans are never going to be disappointed. Not like the disappointment you got from Orlando. But, you know, that's another story for another time.
Nah. What else, Harley?
We have just one clip of Shane Plato at the show he was at in Oregon. Unfortunately, Lee didn't get to go, so we didn't get as much footage as we usually get from Lee. But thank you, Lee, for sending us this footage.
I'm not gonna
So-
lie. I thought he was just out in a random field just practicing for a minute.
So what's really important to know about this segment right here is Lee not able to be at the show with his son. I'm pretty sure if I read his messages correctly that his wife jumped in and really like took the lead this weekend, both his wife and his son. And obviously some other important people along the way to help make this show possible because Lee had to deal with the holler and a few other things. And I mean, having a family-run business, obviously, that's like the American dream in general. Whether it's an entertainment business or just whatever, in general, family-run business. But I mean, they all pull together to make the show happen. And Shane's obviously just getting better and better with more seat time, and he's proven that he can be. I mean, I guess I could say the man out there on the West Coast. He's 14 years old, the world's youngest monster truck driver. That's right, you heard me say that. The world's youngest monster truck driver at 14 years old. And this family, they're making shit happen. So huge shout out to them. And Lee, thank you so much for always sending us footage and keeping us informed with what you got going on out there. I know I don't always get around to replying and getting back with you on everything. He's actually brought
Bad
up
with all of us on that, just so you know.
well, he has had he has a really good something he'd like to bring us up sometime, a segment on the show that we need to talk about. We're going to kind of get into that a little bit tonight, here in just a few moments. So huge shout out to the Plato family for everything you're doing out there on the West Coast because we're keeping up with y'all.
Absolutely. Honestly, they're the only ones we really keep up with on the West Coast because, honestly, there's not really much going out there in California. No offense, Harley. There's not really much out in California that we want to keep up with anyway.
I'm a little
not
hurt
wrong.
by that, but it's okay.
I'm sorry. Well, you're coming to Minnesota, so it's okay.
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Oh gosh.
Oh, yeah.
St. Cloud.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, yeah. Oof.
Do people say no? Yeah.
Yeah, that like literally, it's the weirdest thing. It's like no, yeah, no.
I thought
I'm
they
still
say you
trying to figure
know.
out which one means which. So
Oh my
It's a
gosh.
giant culture shock to myself.
it is. By the way, cheese curds are the size of bricks up here, so that's definitely a culture shock.
Yeah, that's a tasty culture shock.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
All right, Harley. What other footage do we have?
We have some footage from Nate Bay that he was at the Allstar Monster Truck Tour in Cape Girardeau, Missouri.
Hey, I was born there. Thanks,
Yeah.
Mom.
Just in case y'all didn't know, Tweety was
What
born
she do? Drop you
here.
like just drop you here at the fairgrounds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saw my first monster truck show. That truck made its debut. What's it called? The who? What? Reptile.
I believe
Cold-blooded.
this was its second show, so technically
Yeah, it's
second
its second
appearance
show.
out.
Oh, okay.
Tweety.
It's not a bad rig, Dylan Finley and King Crunch, not a bad attempt at a stoppie.
Looks like the conditions were somewhat slick.
Yeah, but this guy honestly probably just walked away with the entire show.
One of the hardest working men in all of monster trucks.
Oh, without a doubt.
So that
Honestly, I wish he
new
was out
cold-blooded truck won Best Trick and also won Freestyle. And then
Oh.
King Crunch walked away with the racing and overall win from this show.
There you go. All right, not too bad.
Attaboy, Dylan.
Yeah, good job on Dylan.
Yeah, this is really cool for me. Like I said, I was born in this town. Anytime I'm home, I go visit my family. We actually go to this town, like do our grocery shopping and going out to see the movies and all that. So this town also has a Taco John's in it. So that's where I get my taco fix whenever I go home.
You have a problem. I think you have an addiction. It's okay. We'll get you help. There's a reason why we're getting Harley up here.
Yeah, is that
honestly,
the real
the-
reason why I'm coming up there?
We need the work.
Launch it.
But no, this track looked like a lot of fun. Honestly, All Star, to be honest, it's literally like a mini Throwdown. I mean, it's not as big of a track as Monster Truck Throwdown, but they put on some really awesome shows
Yeah.
for such a small venue. So it looked like it was a lot of fun. So looked like Nate definitely had his hands full, getting as much footage as possible here at the show. And not to mention, the dude gets awesome footage.
Yeah, he does.
He
I was
does,
just getting ready
yeah.
to say for somebody who's just been doing this for a short amount of time, he really knows like the angles and holding the camera steady and all that, and he's doing a killer job. So shout out Nate Bay. Thank you so much for the footage.
Absolutely.
That truck looks like it lands pretty decent.
Yeah, for now.
Anybody know what truck that was beforehand by
I
chance?
want to. Part of me
I
wants
don't
to say
know.
heavy metal from Holman, but I could be wrong.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure. someone in the comment section probably know a little bit better than me as to what truck this used to be. But
Hey, hold on. Before I forget, I know we still got footage rolling from the show and talk about that, but did I or did not see that, because he's watching right now, that Bradley Shaw got engaged here recently?
Yeah, he recently got engaged.
Hey, congrats, Brad
Hey,
Shaw. That's awesome.
congratulations.
Congrats, buddy. We're happy for you. We'll send you a throttle out gift basket or something for the wedding.
With tacos in it.
With tacos, absolutely. Well, no, some Dunkin' Donuts because I heard he doesn't like Tim Hortons.
That's right. I bet he's a big Dunkin' Donuts.
Someone
fan.
said this was the old Hurricane Force truck, but then someone else said heavy metal. So I don't know.
Nobody
I don't
knows.
think
Oh,
anybody
and
knows.
someone said the old Tyrone the Terrible truck.
Nobody knows?
Nobody knows.
I'm getting so many different names. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure this is an old Bigfoot truck.
You know what? It's Wildfoot.
Is this Gravedigger?
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're getting a little out there. Dude, are we just playing all? I thought we were playing all of the footage that Nate Bay got. Like, holy crap.
Guy has good footage. I want to watch
No,
it.
he does, absolutely. I'm surprised they were airing the trucks out as much as they were at that show. Good lord. But hey, I mean, good on Allstar Monster Truck too.
I can't read it from here, but I see that Bradshaw's cussing you out in the comments for your Dunkin' Donuts remark.
He's Canadian. They don't cuss people out.
He just said your name. He didn't say anything bad yet.
Yeah, see, we're good.
Son of a bitch.
All right, they just
Moving on.
okay.
That is all I have. You guys can take the floor with your 45-minute
So do we
segment
wanna
of your
get
weekend.
into our discussion because we do have the Taylor thing we can do real quick, or we could do that at the end. It's up to you.
Why don't you do that now? Because I don't know what you're talking about.
We've been. This will be the third time we've done the truck.
Yeah, but this
randomizer.
is all.
Gosh, you
This
hate.
This is your segment.
Fun fact: Tweety hates BeamNG stuff. So.
This is your segment. This is your baby.
All right.
Take it
all
away.
right. Yeah, because I don't have show suspense. Okay, Harley, we got to do the screen share thing again. So.
Okay.
For those that did not know or did not tune in from yesterday's stream, the reason why we do not have the recent truck that Taylor is supposed to customize is because he's been busy customizing the 25th anniversary body for Team Scream and Jim Kohler. So super awesome that he was able to do that. So when we do our show again next week, he will have two trucks that he did for this challenge for us. So the last one that he was supposed to get done hasn't gotten to it yet, but he will have it done next time. Is an S10, which is beach theme, which he came up with the name Son of a Beach.
Yes.
So I got to give him
Fitting.
props for that. So we're going to go ahead and do the next theme and the next truck. So we'll have two trucks for next stream. So the theme is going to be Harley, or am I streaming? I can't tell.
No, you're not sharing your screen.
I am not. I am messing up here.
I don't see anything on my end.
My bad, bro.
My bad, bro. I'm new. This is all new to me. Okay, how about now?
Yes, it's up. Everyone can see it now.
Okay.
Yeehaw. While you do this, I'm gonna grab something.
Okay, you gonna get a drink, or are you grabbing more broken parts?
Yeah,
Yeah, more
that's
broken
what he's
parts.
doing.
Okay, here we go. Theme for truck number 3 is going to be
Food. Oh, I wanted it to be
Aw.
food. Vikings.
Vikings theme.
Who made up this
Okay.
theme?
So a Viking theme truck. Okay. Not very many Viking themed trucks out there, but what?
You do like almost like a Thor type design.
That's true.
almost.
It wouldn't have to be. I mean, don't get me wrong. That'd be awesome. Like an actual actually have like old methodical Thor. What are you, Tweety? What is that?
What is he doing?
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna hit me with that. All right. So the truck body that's gonna be in use is going to be. Da, 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 da. I really hope it's something weird to throw Taylor for a loop here. Oh no.
Chevy panel.
So a Chevy
course.
panel truck, which would be like Gravedigger.
Of course.
Oh
So
gosh.
so basically a Viking Gravedigger is what Taylor's got to come up with. Interesting. Very interesting. All right. So next stream we will have a old square body. What in the hell? We'll have this old square body S10 that's beach themed and a Chevy panel van that is Viking themed from our buddy Jamcuss Official. Seriously, what are you doing?
I'll
with
get
that?
to it. I'll get to it in a minute. Don't you worry about
No,
it.
we're good now. I'm serious. Like,
Go
what
ahead,
the
take
hell?
the floor, Tweety. What do you got?
I'm holding a prop. Okay, I'll get to it in just a
looks
moment.
like a
it?
pimp cane.
We can talk about it in a minute. Okay, we will talk about it in just a few moments. We got to talk about our weekend first, man. We went to Woodward, Oklahoma, and it was our first road trip. As Independents together, and I'd say we all did a great job. We freaking killed it. We had a blast hanging out with Brister and Mike Gromick, Alec White, you, me, and Casey. It was
No, you introduced him wrong. It is four-time
the
champion.
four-time champ.
Mike Gromick.
We will not talk about what he's the four-time champ of on the show. We're not trying to get canceled.
But he is a champion, and he deserves those
Back
titles.
to back to back to back, damn it. The guy deserves
Don't want to
credit
hear
for it.
about backs. Anyway.
Anyways, we went to Woodward, Oklahoma, and this was a Jim Morris show. Just a little, I want to say little rodeo show, but it was a really nice layout. The track was laid
I
out
loved it.
great. And surprisingly enough, Smiths, there was no racing.
Honestly, I'm kind of glad because it was just kind
Wait,
of like
there wasn't racing?
No, it was like a breath of
What
fresh
did you
air.
do?
It was not. Listen, it's not like a regular monster truck show. For all the elements, you had a donut competition, a wheelie competition, then you had a special trick competition after that. Then there was
nobody had a special trick.
and then there was
Well,
then
how
there
are you
was
supposed to
freestyle.
do a trick after doing donuts and two-wheel?
Because that's just it. You're not supposed to do a wheelie or a donut.
That's
so
dumb.
it really makes the driver step up his or her game.
Well, I mean, this was essentially my first weekend being a crew chief ever on monster truck teams, and let's just say I was a little stressed out. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, and I was also a little irritated. So there's two different points on the track where drivers could park. Well, there was a little shed in one area where we got all the extension cords, we got all the fuel in one area, and for whatever freaking reason, they were having everybody park on the opposite side where nothing was. So me and Gromick are trying to wave everybody over, come over to where they're supposed to be, and it was what it was. But so we got to talk about Casey for a second. First of all, I think she's really starting to adapt fairly quickly. Getting in the driver's seat of Lone Wolf, and doing a kick-ass job of doing it. But the weird thing was, she went out for a wheelie hit. And the cap for the steering ram in the right rear
Just exploded.
so
random.
So she comes back to the pit. Well, she goes back to where all the trucks are parking, and here's my jelly roll ass trying to run after the truck and tell her she's broken. And she finally saw me. We go back to the pits, and we're trying to figure out everything that's going on. Try to thread the thing back on. Popped all the fluid, went everywhere. It was a disaster. We finally get that kind of figured out, get a game plan. In rolls Gator, and somebody lost brakes.
Ain't got no brakes.
And so here I am looking at both trucks trying to get through the show after the first element. I'm like, wanting to pull my hair out. But we were able to get it done. I mean, thank God Brister was there.
I was going to say, in the midst of all that, the other team that we are facing, the other team that we're competing against, really jumped in and gave us a big hand, just being able to make the elements. Casey had broke the rear steer, and, Brister had come up and was like, hey, let's just cap it off. Let's just run one ram. Let's cap the other lines off. No, I mean, you don't have spare parts. This is what we can do. So your rear steer's not walking all over the place, and that's what they did. I think they actually gave us some caps to put on the hoses, and that's what we did to muscle through the rest of the show. So her rear steer wasn't as fast, but it worked. And then, the issue with my brakes is my front caliper took a shit. So we adjusted the brakes, everything run off the rear, but it was like, Mike Gromick jumped in and helped us with that. And everybody's just calm, cool, relaxed. And I'm not gonna lie, if I'm fast forwarding through the entire weekend at the end of it, I'm not just saying this because he's here right now. I'm not just saying this because we're live on the air or whatever. Not fibbing. Spence did a hell of a job, man. You really took me by surprise for being away from monster trucks as long as you have, jumping in, and it's like after the show. Casey and I go sign autographs. We come back. He's got one truck tired down, the other truck's halfway tired down, all by himself. I mean, God, you absolutely killed it this past weekend, man.
I
You did a great
appreciate
job,
that.
and you also learned how to drive the rig.
Yeah, I did. I'm not gonna lie. So dude, honestly, you're a hell of a teacher when it comes to driving a rig. So as we were coming, let's not skip forward to coming back from the show because we got a lot to still talk about of the show. So I'll get back to kissing your ass in a little bit. I still got to rip you a new one. So anyway, we get through trick and skills and everything, and it's really calm. It's really relaxed. We're having fun. I'm talking trash to Brister and his truck. First of all, intros, coolest thing ever. Everyone here knows Zombie. You got the zombie arms and everything. This guy comes out for his freestyle and his parade lap. You see so many kids doing the Gator Chomp the entire time. It is such. It was just. I'm sitting there. I got butterflies. I'm just like, hell yeah! Like, let's go. So you got that.
But during intros though, I mean,
you were a cocky son of a bitch. Oh my
and
god!
Nobody has footage of this anywhere. I'm so pissed. Nobody got a picture or video of this. But go ahead, you can tell.
So first of all, I love Jim. I like Jim Morris, but he kind of did Casey dirty in intros.
He really did.
I was so mad because it's like this is her first time driving. She won off a radio contest and she gets to drive a monster truck.
Can you believe that?
I'm just like, man, that is just like you're like trying to give everybody low expectations.
But whatever he did though, really got her like on the crowd side because anytime she came out, the crowd was already on their feet, and I mean they freaking loved her.
Oh, absolutely. If there was a award for crowd favorite, Casey won all night long, 100%.
Which I mean, this also just kind of proves though that you don't have to be at Monster Jam to really feel the excitement and all that. Like these smaller shows, dude, you knew like there was electricity in the air.
The crowd was into it, man. The crowd was into it. I will say, the legendary Bobby Cox. Haven't seen him in a minute. For those that haven't been to a show with Bobby Cox, he's a rodeo clown. Or just a clown, I guess you could call him.
He's just a clown.
Yeah, he's just a straight clown, but man, he drags it on forever. But still, awesome guy to.
But he's able to get the crowd into it. That's why they keep bringing him back. It's like we want to see more action, more monster trucks or whatever. But he's able to actually reel in the crowd, get their attention, so that way when it's time for monster trucks to fire back up, I mean the crowd's ready.
Oh, absolutely. And it was awesome because it was getting to the point where it's like, all right, because originally they were going to do 2 runs of tough trucks, which some really weird looking tough trucks out there.
Very interesting.
So they decided to do a kamikaze jump and then go straight into freestyle. So basically, kamikaze jump was literally just one car on a ramp, and everybody took turns of just basically doing a long jump. Most redneck Dukes of Hazzard thing you've ever seen, but honestly, it
was so awesome.
It was so funny. Like everybody is standing next to me in driver suits, just watching this, and we're all hooting and hollering.
They had to push start one truck at like towards the end. That was awesome. Push started, and then he went out on the track and hit that kamikaze ramp backwards. It was awesome. The crowd was so into it. Harley, do you happen to have a video of my donut?
Yes, I do.
Oh.
Are you able to just kind of play that by itself, or do you need to fast forward through some stuff?
I don't
it's okay
have
if
it
you
by
do,
itself, but I can stop it. You just
Sure,
want me to
that's
show
fine.
the donut? That's it.
No. Just start playing some footage, and
we'll talk about it.
We'll get somewhere. Oh, here it is.
Not gonna lie, you impressed me in donuts.
Okay, they shut me off right here
I don't know why.
because they think I was too close to that tire. Now, Harley, stop.
Oh,
Stop.
I
Stop
asked
it.
you. Communication.
Go. Okay, if you go back to the end of that donut, and you're to stop it right there at the end. They shut me off in the middle of my donut. I'm wide open. Foot is to the floor in the middle of my donut. Spence, not okay.
No. So that is a big no-no in all monster trucks, whether you're new tech official or old tech official. If a truck is wide open, you do not shut a truck off because there's a lot of fuel that's going straight into that engine. If you shut them off, it's got to go somewhere. Sometimes it builds up in the cylinder.
See, and I think it's kind of the opposite. I see when you're wide open on the truck, the truck's lean at that point. The truck's up in RPMs. So you go and you shut that truck off. Now you've built up a lot of boost, and now it's going to go pow somewhere.
It's
you
like
know what I mean?
Where is the boost going?
Where's the boost going to go? Okay.
Which we'll talk about that here in a minute because it did go somewhere.
It went somewhere, damn it. But you just don't do that. And if you look at where they actually shut me down at, I wasn't going to hit that stupid concrete ramp anyways.
You were a good, 3 feet away from
And it's like, okay, at the promoter, he's trying to be mindful. Like, hey, I don't want to see this guy lose a tire. Then he misses the rest of the show. Okay. However, you don't shut a truck off while it's wide open. Now, unless it's safety, he's headed towards something.
Like a wall.
Or he's doing a donut. He's going to smack the wall. He's headed towards the crowd. That's a totally different thing. But that's your one exception to shutting a truck off. But you never shut a truck off while it's wide open. And that really did not do our engine any favors, as you can see.
As you guys can see, Casper, the Friendly Ghost, is now our powertrain for Boss Gator. It's straight wind power right now.
So,
But,
Harley, you can go ahead and get back into the highlights from the show.
So I guess we'll go into,
Whoops, I'm sorry.
Wrong show.
There we go.
Oh, no. Okay, so obviously after donuts, and I believe I think this is just a clip that's coming up from your freestyle run. It's not the full freestyle run, but we need to talk about this, like your initial reaction, because I don't think this was your biggest error.
No, that wasn't. No, this is
This
right here.
smoke's coming out every orifice there is. Tweety up for liftoff. Talk about that for a second. So like we've been kind of giving you some crap lately, but I mean you were not afraid to hit this bus stack, which there's no audio, but I was cheering you on like a little schoolgirl in the background. But so was Brister. We're hanging on the fence. We're like cheering you on and everything. Just burn it down. And burn it down you did. I mean, there's a shot coming up where you can see this brake rotor just glowing. It looked like a nightlight. And then Brister comes out.
Mad Mike Brister.
Mad Mike Brister. Dude, he looks like a veteran driving that truck, man. I mean, holy crap.
That was his first jump. Oh my gosh. Scared the hell out of me, man. I made sure to pull up so I could watch freestyle from the seat of from the cab. Oh my gosh. I thought he was going to total the truck on that first jump.
Walking it over the bus stack like that, to me,
That's a pro move.
That was a pro move. I was just like, oh my gosh, Brister, be still my heart. Like, it was just awesome. I will say, unfortunately, they did have their second truck there, but they've been having alternator issues, so Jacqueline Hyde was not able to run this weekend. So it was just the three of us that ran. So Casey ran freestyle, Austin, and then Brister. And honestly, you guys put on a hell of a show. Everybody seemed to love it. I don't know how autographs went, so I don't know how many people
Autographs is awesome.
So, I mean, this just looked like it was a blast. Everybody loved it. The fans loved it. I had a blast. And honestly, I'm looking forward to the next show. I think we're going to have a ton of fun. Now that we talked about the end of the show.
Well, you didn't talk about Casey's freestyle.
Yeah. So do we have any clips of Casey at all?
I do. That's just like really quick. So
okay, that's fine. So we'll kind of go over it a little bit. But this was Casey's first hit. This is her first time ever going over a bus stack.
And it's like you look at that, okay, she clearly didn't hit it straight. Well, like we said, she'd been having rear steer issues all night. I think it kind of like kicked on her last minute. She had no idea, but she lined back up for that son bitch and hit it again later on a freestyle.
Oh, yeah, and Spence didn't video that. Thanks, Spence.
So so about that, I guess I had a full storage or something on my phone towards the end of the night, so then I go to look at my phone. I'm like, oh shoot, like it's cutting my videos.
I was watching the video, and then your phone just went up to the sky, and then that was it. And then I was talking to Casey, and she's like, I hit it a second time, and I'm like, well, I didn't see that. Spence must have not got that part.
Well, when you're trying to be a videographer and a crew chief all in one night,
he can't do that. Okay.
I can't do that.
Come on.
So I tried my best. I did. I literally tried my best. I'm like, I go to check on one truck and then I run back to the area to like try and film the other. Then I run back.
But
and forth.
we kind of run back to like how the announcer was getting the crowd ready for Casey and intro, saying this is basically her first show ever. She won a radio show, phone call, and this is her first time driving or whatever. And dude, from the moment she hit her first jump, that crowd was electric.
Hooked. Oh my gosh.
It was like. And so, I mean, giving credit where credit is due, give Casey all the props for hitting that first jump, but she knows her momentum is something that she needs to work on. So even when she was just out there, like, putting around the track, just aiming, line up for the next obstacle, you could hear the freaking crowd, man, just cheering her on. I mean, people were pumped. This was an awesome show altogether, and the crowd totally just, they took it away. And it doesn't help Spence that last year, there was a really bad show that got put on at this venue.
Really?
Yeah. There was like nobody that showed up, and it was a mud fest, and it was rough. So thankfully enough, the weather didn't freak anybody out this year, and we came through. And like you said, the last truck wasn't able to make it out, but I mean,
everybody had fun.
Everybody had fun. It was awesome, and hopefully we get the opportunity to come back. The promoter liked us enough. He made enough money, and we had to come back because that was a fun venue.
Oh my god!
Most fun I have had driving a monster truck was this past weekend.
Oh, I mean, it wasn't just that. I mean, just our in between time or before the show, like we're grilling out and hanging out with Brister and Gromick. We're just sitting around in lawn chairs telling stories. Like it's like going camping with your friends, but you get to drive monster trucks over the weekend. Like there's nothing better. There's nothing more. I guess the only thing we're missing is some American pie. I guess to make it as American as humanly possible. But it was just so much fun. But so we get to the end of the show.
Okay.
Trucks come back. I start tiring down, trying to get everything ready. By the way, we need a better ramp. That thing sucks.
Yeah, I do. It really do, though.
Yeah, I went to try and load one tire into the truck by myself, and normally I could do that. Like with the ramps and the setups we used to have at Feld, I could tire down trucks myself, throw it in the trailer, no big deal. But with how steep our ramp is on our trailer, it has to be a 2-man job. If you're gonna go from the side, you have to be 2 people all the time. And I went to do one by myself. I about got lightheaded and fell while I was pushing the tire. So I did the one, and I'm waiting for somebody else to come by. So we get the trucks tired down, and we go to fire up Boss Gator to load it in the trailer. Well, remember how we were saying where that boost has got to go somewhere? It went somewhere. It found a way out. R.I.P. valve covers, because they're gone. So we're trying to figure out a way to prevent this from happening, because thankfully we've had a couple people message us, but this is what's left of the valve cover off of Boss Gator's engine. For those that have not seen James Trantina's post, here's the weird thing. After the explosion and all the shrapnel went everywhere, the motor was still running. Explain that to me.
This is a bag full of parts that I picked up the next morning. Phil, I mean, this is the rest of the valve cover.
Like, I wish there was a way for me to show you guys, but there is a giant, like, it looks like a spider web on the Lexan, because as Tweety was sitting in this thing getting ready to load it, like, it was like a bomb that went off. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. There were shrapnel and pieces that just went everywhere, but nobody was hurt. I mean, literally, thank God. But that's just one of those things, because when someone made a post about it, I don't know if it was you, I don't know if it was James, but apparently this is something that has happened to numerous people. I mean, Vodders has weighed his opinion on it. We've had couple other people that said, yeah, that's happened to me a few times. Some people have never seen it but happened before. But it's like, if this is something that can happen, what is something that we can do to prevent it from happening?
The way we're weighing on this right now is we're pretty sure that I had the truck too lean to begin with. What I mean by that is we weren't sending enough fuel to the motor, which was causing the motor to get warm anyways. So you're like, okay, well, read your temperature gauges. You're going to be able to see, your truck's getting warm. It's like, obviously. It's like, however, if you knew what was going on back here, our parts issues and all that stuff, the way my gauges, I basically don't have gauges in the truck. I do, but I can only read them after I get in the truck and before I get in the truck. So that's being changed. We're thinking the truck was too lean to begin with. And then when I went to go in to do my donut, because we had no engine problems beforehand, we know the truck got a little warm in the freestyle on the weekend before. And when we came back, changed the oil. The oil is black. Shouldn't be black. Sign the motor got hot. And then, I went to go do my donut, and they shut me off, and that did the truck absolutely no favors whatsoever. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was the only other element before my freestyle, and what happened after the truck started smoking after that, really bad. So we're thinking the truck was too lean. The donut is basically was the nail in the coffin, and it actually shut off at the end of my freestyle because I went to go into a donut. The truck just shut off by itself, backfired, pow! And I went to drive it off the track. I drove off.
To the trailer.
Yeah.
Drove it to the trailer.
But the best part of it all is, it fired up and BAM! Some bitch just blew up. It's still running. And you just hear spins. Shut it off. He was so brokenhearted.
I was like,
shut it off.
Like, okay, the reason why I feel bad is because so far Tweety is like the expensive kid here at Triple B Motorsports, because there hasn't been a single weekend that he's gone out and nothing's broken.
Yeah.
And I feel bad because I'm like, we get done with the show. I'm like, sweet, everything's okay. We got to do a steering ram. That's no big deal. A little bit of brakes. Perfect. We're good to go. It's like,
we even got paid by the promoter, and he's like, good, no real damage, no big breakage.
Yeah, 11:30 midnight. It's like, all right, let's load up and we'll leave first thing in the morning. Atomic bomb goes off. I'm like, are you kidding me? So obviously, honestly, everybody's hearts just dropped. We were all just so brokenhearted that happened. What are you looking at?
Somebody's pulling up over here. I'm going to see who it is real quick. You keep talking about.
Well, what do you...
Why are you leaving?
Go throw something at them. I know I'm going to... So, how's everybody else doing? So this is now just the Spence and Harley show because
Yeah,
Tweety decided to just
apparently.
screw off. So I'm just over here just lounging over like a giant pumpkin that I am. But yeah,
Jeremy Parsons told me in the comments to unpack my boxes.
unpack the
Unpack the boxes here? Like, don't go up to Minnesota, or
Why did you have to go? What was that about?
what was so
There's
important that you
normally
had to
never
go?
anybody over here after hours, and it's the business that's next door. So I just want to make sure somebody wasn't breaking into our stuff.
Oh, it's like, well, I'm a big fan of monster trucks. By the way, do you have any mud flaps?
So anyways, we get the motor back to the shop, and 8 o'clock the next morning, the guys, both Mike Rowley and our other guy, Derek, who we really should have on the show at some point, had the motor torn out of the truck in 2.5 hours, heads ripped apart on it, and could see 2 burnt holes and 2 different pistons. So
We were still sleeping, by the way.
still sleeping. Yeah, huge shout out to those guys. Mike Rowley, crew guy at Monster Jam for a long time. Derek just is a like you said on the show before, he's a godsend to our team. He's
Oh yeah,
more mechanically inclined than most people in the monster truck industry. And like I
He's
said,
never worked on monster trucks before.
Never worked on monster
his,
trucks,
His
no.
background is snowmobiles and demolition derbies.
well, and the other thing is, thankfully, this truck doesn't have a show this weekend. We might actually be able to get our engine back from the machine shop and put back in this truck rather than replacing it with a whole new piece. So
Yeah, thank goodness.
Pretty
I mean,
sweet.
we actually got a chance when we came in, when we were finally awake and somewhat alive, and we came in. There was actually a hole in the piston from what we could see.
two
So-
different ones.
Yeah, 2 different ones. I'm not sure what cylinders, but there's holes in the piston. So we saw how it got down there, and pop goes the weasel. So here goes an engine. But you know what? It's a learning curve. Like we talk about
It
it in our
is.
group chat. That this year is a learning curve for Triple B Motorsports. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of highs. There's gonna be a lot of lows. We're just trying to figure it all out. So
And we'll get there. And I mean, the best part is, like I said, this motor is being rebuilt. It's going back in the truck, and along with some other parts that I have broken in the past, which is the prop that I wanted to bring over and show everybody.
wait, is this your axle shaft that you broke?
This is the one. So this right here is a certified locker checker that Miss Casey Cromschroeder built today. But what's cool about it is you use this sucker, you throw it in the rear end of the truck. As long as you got your other side together anyways, you can check, see if your locker is still in place
Point
or
the gear
not.
up at the screen.
I'm going to. This piece right here came out of Barely Tame, the truck that I drove my very first show and landed on the brakes and broke. This is the end of the axle shaft. How about that?
You need some 3D glasses for everybody watching. It's coming at you.
That's a cool view. So how about that? We'll take this on the road with us. We know, which
If you break anything else, I'm hitting you with that.
I'm just saying, this is actually really cool. Casey took some tubing, cut off the old axle shaft, and this works. We had them at Feld, and this
They're
is
a lot smaller too, actually, at Feld. I think we had like really small ones. Actually, I think I have because that's an axle checker. I have my axle puller right here, actually, on my toolbox. Here, go ahead and show that.
this is a nice asset. This is a good tool.
Yep, and then this is what we used to build at Feld, because at the end of the axle shaft, you can kind of see it at the end. Is that the end? Where you can yeah. So you can see that there's a little bit of a screw there at the end. This would be our axle puller in case we needed to pull it out. Just goes in, screw it in, yank it out. So we had to make a lot of our own parts when you're on the road. You can't exactly go to Harbor Freight and get monster truck tools. So you gotta pretty much get creative and come up with what you can.
So we needed that today to check the rear end on Lone Wolf, and sure enough, I think the rear end is actually fine. But it's she had
The axles, on the other hand,
she had a broken inner, and the other side was twisted real bad. And now we have something we can check all this stuff with. So that was actually made today in house. Pretty sweet.
utilize your resources. I mean, that's the biggest thing in monster trucks. Like, we don't exactly have a big budget where it's like we could just, well, I shouldn't really say that. It's just we don't have like a plethora. We don't have a giant parts room like we used to have at Feld, where you had motors on a shelf, you had transmissions on a shelf, you had axles. I mean, you had literally everything. Like it was like a mini Walmart for monster truck parts. And so here it's like, if something breaks, you gotta figure out how to make it work. You gotta be able to utilize your resources in order to kind of get through the show, get through the weekend, or get through however long you're gonna be out for shows, which is something that we're kind of trying to figure out as of right now, because your truck and Wolf will be going out for quite a while, actually, coming up here soon.
Going to be on the road for 2 months straight without coming back to the shop. And that's something right before the show. Our shop foreman and I were talking about is all the parts we're going to need, everything we'll have on standby. We're a growing team, okay? Got a lot of growing pains. Like he said, there's a lot of learning curves for us this year. We're going to be hitting and trying to build up a good reserve of parts is something we're in the middle of right now. It's like, I want to be able to get radio communication in the truck so I can
talk to you guys when you're broke.
So I can talk to my crew chief. A very, very small example of parts is like I literally just got this for the show is some top end lube and a new battery charger for our XS radios. Just got all this literally right before we went live. Mm-hmm. We got some work to do to the rigs as well on our trailer. Got to work on some electrical on the trailer. Mm-hmm. The rig, the awesome MDFT has a couple minor things we got to fix, like the freaking table.
Yeah. I don't know if James knows about that yet. Should we bring that up?
Oh, if he doesn't, it'll be all right.
So basically, there's a giant granite, like it's a really big granite slab for a table, like I guess a kitchen table essentially in the MDFT. And when we right before we went to leave, the basically the screws that hold the legs on just
anchored it into the floor, pulled up, and the table fell over.
Yeah, we tried to fix it before we left, but at the end we were just like, we might as well just take it out. So now we're gonna try and figure out how to put like another bed or something in that little space. But it is what it is. It made for a good storage area for everybody's clothes.
But Harley, something else to talk about. This is your last night streaming in the apartment there at the studio in Rockwall, Texas.
Yeah, this is probably the last time everyone will see this setup because it's going to look a lot different in the shop now. So,
well, when we eventually get the shop built up, so that's actually something we need to kind of address. So I know on the Throttle Out show we have tried to stay as consistent with our streams being Mondays and Thursdays. With us now being on the road and traveling, we're not entirely sure if we're going to be able to try and keep up with the times that we're going to be able to stream. We're going to try and figure something out to where we're still being able to get content, whether it's like vlogs. Yeah. But as far as live streams and trying to have any kind of internet connection, it's going to be a bit of a challenge. So as I guess starting next week or the week after, whenever everybody kind of departs and starts the summer tour, we're going to try and figure out a new schedule for when we can start doing live streams. It's probably not going to be as, nicely scheduled as Mondays and Thursdays as it has been, but we're going to figure something out because Throttle Out's not going anywhere. It's just awesome that in such a short amount of time that we've been doing this, we're back to where we've wanted to be. We're back in monster trucks, we're touring, and we get to take you guys along with us. It's just how we're going to do that. We're trying to figure that out.
We'll make it work. And just something else on another topic. We're up here in the great north in Minnesota, and in the mornings around here it's still chilly. It's also chilly in the afternoon. Still plenty of time to snag one of these hoodies off of the store, off of the merch site. Please support our show by going and buying our merch.
Mm-hmm. They have big guy sizes too. All my stuff is dirty. I'm sorry. I should really get better at coming on the show with our merchandise, but it's all dirty. It's all covered in mud and grime and oil. It's like I can't look as nice as you. I don't have my own sparkly wardrobe with makeup in the back that I get ready for a show for. It's just me. I'm the one that has to put this together.
You know me, the flying driver over here.
Yeah, like you have to do your hair and get all nice, and you put a freaking
Hey, you said you were going to talk me up on being a good rig driver, and you never
Oh, okay, yeah, I guess I could do that. Yeah, I'm still, you did that. That was you.
My bad, y'all.
So, yeah, for when we were coming back, I guess we were originally trying to be back here by like 1 o'clock in the morning or something. It turned into we didn't get back till 3. So someone's got a dog outside. Anyway, first time ever getting to drive a big rig with a trailer. Never done that before. Biggest thing I've ever driven was the FedEx truck. Those have been around here long enough knows I used to drive the Freightliner box truck for FedEx. And he's like, yeah, man, you'll be fine. He's like, come up here. We'll drive a couple miles. And he's like, then I'm going to go take a nap. So I got to drive the MDFT for about 300 something miles, and honestly, coolest experience ever. Had my music playing, and like they were all sleeping a sound and just having a good time in the back, whatever, resting because he was going to drive the rest of the way here. Next thing you know, a certain band starts playing on the radio, and you would think the tornado sirens went off. And next thing I know, I look over, and there's Austin Tweedy just staring at me blank in the face.
He played Nickelback.
Oh, no.
It was on shuffle. He played Nickelback in the
Why'd you do
MDFT.
that? You're asking for it.
I've never seen somebody get so upset.
I think that's what broke the fuel gauges in the truck.
It's been broken. That it's been broken before I even started driving it. Whatever.
But yeah, Spence drove the rig this past weekend. Casey drove the rig. They both drove it, trying to like exit the highway and get to the truck stop, and they both did extremely well. And that really comes in handy with being involved in monster trucks. And for anybody who wants to get involved on a team, having your CDL is really the gold card. That's your journeyman license to get on a team. Everything runs through the Independents if you're trying to get become entry level in the world of monster trucks. So Get your CDL. Any team out there would be glad to help you and train you, teach you to get in and get your feet wet working on monster trucks. Y'all, it was a crazy weekend of monster trucks, and there's a lot of cool shit coming up here. Like I said, we're going to be on the road for 2 months straight after this weekend, which we know this weekend our shop foreman and our good buddy Mike Rowley have a show in Elko, which is just down the road here by about an hour and a half.
It's an eve of destruction. It's not even a monster truck show. It's an eve of destruction.
They're going to have so much fun. They're going to have a freaking blast. I'm jealous we're not going to be able to be there. But on the plus side, you get to go home, hang out with the fam for a little bit. I'm headed down to Tejas. Me and Harley Joe going to be moving up this weekend up here to the crew house. And we got a jam-packed weekend ahead of us. And then we'll get back to reality on Monday or maybe another Tuesday stream next week. We'll see. We're making it work, y'all. And we thank you so much. Those of y'all who tune in each and every week, support our show. For those of y'all who order our merch, keep this train rolling. Thank you so much. Remember, when in doubt, throttle out. Peace out. Bye-bye.